Welcome back to Pastor Pleck's podcast. I'm your host, Pastor Pleck, and joining me from the east side is none other than Pastor Holland Greig. Welcome back, Holland.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And, you know, two of one of the most fabulous people that we know, we've got Bri and her husband, Pablo Mota, and we're so excited about them. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
We're really looking forward for some more spicy insight into whatever we're going to talk about. Please bring the flavor. And then also from the Cody Sparks band, Mr. Cody Sparks, how are you?
Still here, yep.
Still here. So
Barely.
We've got one question, and this first one is on a I know near and dear to everyone's heart, is what is up with Advent? What's the meaning of the colors of the Advent candles? That's what everybody wants to know. And the answer to that, where is this tradition from? Okay, so if you want to go Catholic, yeah, you could say it's Catholic, but pre-Catholic. So it goes all the way back to the 300s, 400s. And really, Advent, the Advent candles specifically, and kind of celebrating Advent in preparation for the coming of Christ, was also sort of one of those things against Priscillianism, which was a Gnostic-inspired movement, which you're probably all wondering, what exactly is Priscillianism? That would be derived from it's a heresy derived from the Gnostic doctrines taught by Marcus, an Egyptian from Memphis, not Memphis, Tennessee, but Memphis, Egypt. All right. Priscillianism was later considered a heresy by both Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church. And essentially it got into Gnostic doctrine, which is essentially the light, like body is bad, the light and spirit is good. That's basically it. And so now, what does that have to do with Advent? Well, Advent was like one of those preparation things in the same way that Lent prepares you for Easter, Advent prepares you for Christmas. And so the Catholics sort of dominated for that for a while. And then Christians were like, it's not just about Christmas and Easter's, hence the term Creasters, who only come to church on Christmas and Easter. But instead of fighting the culture and being like, consumerism's bad, stop giving presents, Protestants sort of got on board with Advent and were like, you know what? Why don't we just talk about scripture that relates to hope, love, joy, and peace? And that would probably be a big win. And so that's what we've been doing. And so the Advent candles, the color purple is meaning of royalty. And then the one pink candle is joy, and it's always joy. And everyone sort of debates what the order should be. Is it hope, love, joy, peace? Is it hope, peace, joy, love? But no one ever gets the pink one wrong unless you're Holland, and that is because everybody knows it's joy,
Not love.
But the order doesn't matter.
Even though when you see pink, you think love. It's not love. It's joy.
That's right, because that comes from the heresy of St. Valentine.
It comes from many different places, maybe. We don't know where it comes from, but
anyway, yeah. So
Red is the color of my heart.
The
Not black.
rose-colored vestments is really what it comes from. I think from the back in the day when everyone wore vestments because those were awesome. And vestments don't.
some people still wear vestments.
They do, and they're
What's
awesome.
a vestment for the audience?
A vestment is like you know how you have a robe as a priest or a Lutheran or a liturgical pastor, but not only vestments, you decorate your whole church with the colors of the year. So there you go.
Okay, Chris, if you know so much about the Advent candles, what is the first candle called?
It is called the Hope Candle.
Wrong. It represents hope, but it is called the prophecy candle.
I thought that, yeah.
Second candle symbolizes peace and is called the
peace candle.
Does he know anything about Advent? It's the Bethlehem candle, symbolizing peace and preparation, reflecting Mary and Joseph's journey to Bethlehem. The third candle is called the
Celebration candle.
shepherd's candle.
Oh,
That was close though.
0 for 3. But
Who's counting? You know?
fourth candle symbolizes love and is called the
I love you candle.
It is not the pink. It is not the pink candle or red.
the angel's candle, symbolizing love and the message of God's love that the angels announced at Christ's birth.
All right, the only problem I have is that
You had three problems. That
I have
maybe
several
four.
problems. Is that everybody has different definitions of different candles because some churches do hope, love, then joy, then peace, and then some people do hope, peace, joy, love. Some people do peace, hope, joy, love. But
Guys, you
everybody
want to know
does
what really matters?
joy,
That center candle.
and that is called the what candle?
Christ candle.
That's the only
Just
one
saying.
anyone needs to know. All right, there we go. So
I
we
How we
got
get there?
I got it
don't
right.
know.
I was just testing you. I was just allowing you to win. Because unlike in ping pong, you had a rough
Okay,
day.
you don't.
You have to go there, huh?
All right. You know what?
Well, that's where y'all been all day.
Yeah. Well, listen, I had to make sure
Put you in
that
your place.
all the order was set right back in the world.
When I beat you like 4 times in a row, I didn't bring it up on the podcast.
No, but that's okay because we're now in a new dispensation of
I'm not dispensational,
pong.
so
all right. So anyway, that's the Advent candle. Hopefully everyone understands and sees that. I think the biggest thing is in a time where Advent is, or in a time when the whole culture is thinking about Santa Claus, we want the people of faith to be thinking about God, and that's why Advent calendars are super helpful. Adrian designed an Advent devotional for families, so make sure you guys check that out because it's super helpful to kind of get your family oriented towards Christ as opposed to towards Claus, right?
Claus like Santa Claus?
Yeah, I just was trying to do an alliteration there.
No, it
Didn't
makes
quite
sense.
work, but yeah, I'm not thumbs down on Santa. Actually, I got into a minor Facebook debate because there's a lot of anti-Santa Claus people out there, and I was like, I don't get angry about going to Disney World and taking pictures with the Disney princesses or the whatevers, or like if you go to I guess the only one close to us is like the what's it called, SeaWorld, and they have like their little world
Ooh,
of,
Fiesta, Texas.
or Fiesta Texas. There you go. And you could go next to all the characters. You can go to all the
Six
characters,
Flags.
take pictures with them. Nobody gets angry about that. But you go sit down and take a picture with Santa. All right, go ahead, Pablo.
He's fake.
Yeah,
We know.
Why not tell your kids he's fake and take a picture with him?
For what?
Why do you take pictures with Mickey Mouse? And
Don't.
or I do like
tell
so
the truth. We
so,
know
okay, when
you've
I go
taken
to a-
pictures with
okay.
Mickey Mouse.
When-
Find a picture with me and Mickey Mouse.
when I was at West Point, people would run up to me, take a picture with me. They didn't know me, they didn't care, but they just want to take a picture with a cadet to say they'd been to West Point. Like there he is, there's a real one. Or like when you go,
Keyword real.
okay, there's a real character. It's a real character. You know,
Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas is a character, but I'm saying, yeah, it's like a character.
So if I were to steel man the Santa Claus argument, someone who was devoted to bringing joy to children, Saint Nick,
Yeah.
who is devoted to Orthodox, doctrine.
And he punched Arian out. What else do you want?
Right. He's a godly man. He's a man's man.
He's a man's man.
Punches out heretics in the face. Gave gifts to children.
Yep.
Cared for orphans. And inspiring, and so the idea of the Santa,
Yeah.
in the sleigh with the reindeer and all that. If I were trying to really support that, I'd be like, there's themes and principles of generosity,
Yeah.
Agreed.
of love, of the Christmas spirit of gift giving and caring for others, and you can take those principles and celebrate them in a mythical character based on a real character.
Yeah.
Right, I was
Without,
gonna say
lying to
fiction
your
on-
children
Yeah,
and
just
saying
never
it's real.
lie to your kids. That's my big thing. Like, never once do we ever say Santa was real. And so that's a big deal. And so while the rest of the world wants to tell your kids about Santa, you just go, pfft. And so my kids were always the ones that made sure everyone knew at school that Santa was not real.
Doing God's work.
Doing God's work,
But
destroying
technically,
Christmas one
The
kid at a
idea
time.
of Santa was real. It was a real guy.
Yeah, it was.
So, I mean, technically,
Yeah, it is
you
a
could say it is a real guy. You just don't have to say he has reindeer and
Right,
You
but
can
it's a mascot.
explain-
He's the mascot of Christmas. I have no problem with mascots. Like, who's your favorite football team?
Niners.
Okay, do you guys have a?
well, yeah.
do you
What's
have-
your
do you have
mascot?
a big-
Roper?
I don't think so.
It's like a gold miner guy.
Yeah,
digger.
probably.
Who's your
Not a
second
gold
favorite?
digger.
Who's your
but
favorite team?
technically.
The Lions.
Okay, if you went to Detroit
Mm-hmm.
to Ford Field
Mm-hmm.
and you got on the field with them and you saw the mascot, would you take a picture?
Yes, and I have.
Okay, so it's
The
the same.
truth comes out.
See,
Pablo,
It wasn't me.
this is
Hey,
your
he took the
household.
picture.
No
This is
picture with
your
the
household.
leading her
Oh,
astray.
you guys have a horrible mascot. You don't even have one.
Yeah, like the 49. Like you guys kind of got. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's just a.
I mean, it's the gold rush of 1849, right? That's what's.
49, yeah, just a dude dressed up as a number.
No.
Oh,
No, I'm sure we have. I'm sure we have
dressed
that.
up as a number.
That would make
Actually,
sense.
I
but
think
yeah.
your mascot is a guy dressed up as a football player.
Yeah.
That.
Well, anyways,
All right, so back to the lecture at hand. So you guys are like adamant like don't even acknowledge Santa Claus.
I mean, we'll acknowledge that this is something the world does, but we're not gonna
Are
do
you
it.
are you one of those that say like
does
if
your
you
baby think
rearrange the letters, his name is Satan?
No.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, that's the one I was
I think
disputing.
I've been there before, but
Yeah.
I think we've gotten past that.
For me, I just don't get the point. Like, if we're gonna let our kids know it's not real, then why are we even gonna like? They're gonna get the gifts from us, and they're gonna know it's from us anyways. So where's the fun of Santa?
Have you ever tricked a child before?
they do not
It's
do. They do not do
extremely
Halloween.
Really fun to like,
It's
They don't do Halloween. We'll also say right.
What's that?
The Halloween deal. Was
Oh,
a
yeah.
big deal too.
Oh yeah.
So
So
some of us don't want to worship demonic spirits.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you want to, that's
I
between
don't
you.
say anything.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I was here when this podcast happened.
yeah. So
Not on it, but here.
softened on Halloween
Honest.
because we had to host a Halloween event for Apartment Life, and
And
we used it as a evangelical, like
oh,
evangelizing.
shocking how that can happen.
Tricking,
But
tricksters.
Man.
Santa Claus, I'm not gonna tell my child Santa Claus is real.
I've never said you had to
I
tell
know,
your
but
kids
that's
Santa's
why I'm
real.
like,
Technically.
so what's-
Yes, Plek.
if they don't even
Never.
if they know it's not real, what's the point of doing it at all?
Don't you pretend things all the time?
No.
Are you not gonna play any pretend?
You don't have imagination.
You're not gonna do Imagination Station? You're not gonna do Lord of the Rings?
No.
Whoa!
whoa!
Uh oh, here we go. See, I
That is
I'm just
anathema.
here we
right
go.
there. Is that not?
Not Lord of the Rings?
Oh,
Like the movie? I
You
couldn't
know
get
it's
through
Christian.
A single movie.
You know what else is
I
Christian?
tried.
The
Jesus.
Bible.
I'm
Correct.
just saying. I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Anathema over here. Is this not true?
I don't know. I'm speechless.
even Jesus told stories.
Yeah. So did Jesus only deal with Bible stories?
I just
There are
don't
stories
like.
that aren't in the
Why am
Bible.
I gonna tell my kid, "Hey, this is from a pretend person"?
No, you don't say that.
That's not what he's
No,
saying.
no, I'm
So
saying
what
like,
do you-
hey.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm confused.
So no, you don't say. You don't.
So when your kid picks up like a stick and is like, "Look, Dad, I'm a knight."
I'm
You're
fine
gonna go,
with
"No,
that.
you're
I'm
not. It's a
asking-
stick, and you're a kid."
You're just a child.
No.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Specifically
You're
with
not.
Santa is what I'm not
Oh
understanding.
boy.
Like if I have a daughter and she wants to dress up as a princess, dress up as a princess. I don't care.
But
I'm
she's
confused
not
about
because you are not.
Santa
Okay, I'm just playing.
Specifically.
What if Sean? Yeah. Okay.
Like, so what do you do with your kids? You say Santa's not real,
take a
but
picture
here's a
with them.
gift from Santa?
No, I don't say there's a gift from Santa.
But the idea of
So
Santa
that's
isn't
my
a bad
point.
thing.
but we'll go do pictures with Santa because that's fun.
If they want pictures with Santa, take pictures with Santa. I'm
Yeah.
not saying like absolutely no Santa, but they will not have gifts that say from Santa, even though I tell them Santa's not real.
Right. I'm
That's
fine.
okay.
Yeah,
that's
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Of
He's just
course.
saying take a picture with Santa.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
pictures.
But it's like fun to go get hot chocolate and Santa gives you a candy cane and that's where you learn where you're hey like tell them what you want for Christmas and it's not they know I mean they're not I mean you don't have to be that intelligent to look at Santa and go like that's probably not the guy in the North Pole, and tug on the beard a little bit. But we don't need it's pretend. It's like this is pretend Santa.
But
And-
the idea of Santa and what he
Yeah.
did isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
Giving
In fact,
to others
that gives an opportunity for
and
us
like,
to talk
hey,
about it.
this season is more about giving than receiving.
Yep. So we talk about who Santa was in the line because there's nothing you have to wait there for forever. And then that also gives you opportunity to evangelize because you're in a line stuck there with people who have kids as well that are probably not behaving.
Hey, make
Yeah,
sure you're
and this is
doing
the
a birthday cake for Jesus and sing happy birthday on Christmas too.
That is very
Okay.
true.
Just if you're gonna go against everything, make sure
yeah.
you do happy birthday.
Well, he wasn't actually born on.
I understand that, but hey, well then you better not then you can't celebrate
We won't
Christmas
go there.
at all.
How
If it's
do you
if
know
it's a
any
made
of
up
this?
story, I mean,
I the question. I'm not as cutthroat as Pablo's making
I'm
it
not
seem.
either.
All right, all right.
I do think you can legitimately have your home be that Christmas is all about this I don't know, modernized version of Santa who's a gift giver, or he gives coal, and it can become all about that. And if that's all you talk about at Christmas, and you don't talk about the birth of Christ, you don't talk about the incarnation, Advent, all these actual like legitimate Christian substantial things, yeah, you're not discipling your kids.
That Jesus is the reason for the season?
Yes.
There you go.
But
buy yourself a picture.
To be able to say Advent, the season of Advent, the holiday of Christmas, celebrating the incarnation, the birth of Christ is wonderful. And, we also have St. Nicholas, who is a gift giver and, cared for orphans, and, someone who was a champion of Christological doctrine, like true doctrine about Christ. He was someone who believed in Christ.
Yeah, I mean, literally punched Arian in the face.
I think it's a cool opportunity. So we don't tell our kids, Santa's real and he's going to come down the chimney and all that. They know it's make believe, and but it's still in good fun. Our kids will get pictures of Santa, and we do talk about Saint Nick and gift giving and stuff like that. But yeah,
and that he knocked out Arian. What else do you want?
What's that?
I said that I'm all good with. It's the
throat punch.
Like for me,
and I'm getting my kids gifts. I want, like that's from your dad.
Yeah,
exactly. Like I
got you that.
Worked for that.
I was always grateful when I got gifts from Santa, because I didn't have to write a thank you card.
Wow.
Did your parents make you write a thank you card to them?
No, they made me write. Well, no, but no, I did. I think maybe I had to. I can't remember now, but I had to write it to everybody else. And so whenever I saw Santa, I just knew, no thank you card.
-1.
Does that also mean you're not going to use the Grinch to make your kid be good?
No.
Oh, no. No, you mean the elf on the shelf?
No, the Grinch.
Oh.
Hey, like the Grinch shows up. Grinch will take all your stuff, man. Hey, if you don't go and pick up your stuff, Grinch will come.
Yeah, I mean that gets like, listen, there is something to be said for some good old solid fear to put into a kid about not getting presents, but I just don't think you need it. Yeah, I don't think you need it.
The belt's good enough.
Yeah, the belt is good. Pablo Mota with some parenting.
There's a podcast right there.
The belt is good enough.
It's dead, by the way.
No, it's not.
It's not dead.
It looks dead.
Well, touch the screen. It's on.
It's on.
Rob would have told us, right, Rob? See? Anyways, thank you for your concern, though.
All right, hold on. All right, we're gonna move on to the next subject, because this is okay.
Man, I'd like to see him and my brother get on one about parenting.
Oh boy, that'd be fun. All right, ready? Let's go from Christmas to Thanksgiving. All right. So as you know, we had Thanksgiving back every Thanksgiving, and the past couple years, it would actually happen by accident. Because I think a couple years ago we did like a dinner on Sunday night to celebrate the Thanksgiving back and to find out how much we gave, and then for some reason we told Devin about it and said, "Hey, Devin, do you want to be in charge of that?" She's like, "Yeah." And then so she took it from like just a dinner where we all gathered around and, had paper plates and potluck, and it was not very good because it was terrible 10 years ago because everybody was in their 20s. They brought chips to the potluck. That was about it. And so, but we went from that. She's like, why don't we do something really fancy? And so last year we did a public library.
That was the first one.
That was the very first one ever. It was amazing. And then this year we went to the Oasis. Are you familiar with the Oasis?
Yes.
It's in Lake Travis.
I've been there multiple times.
Multiple times.
Okay,
so
best sunset in Texas.
Oh, beautiful. It's beautiful.
Best sunset. So
get plastic cups that you can take home.
I have a bunch.
The fajitas for one is plenty to split on a date, by the way.
okay, well,
Only good.
If you're trying to do a nice date for a little cheap, split the fajitas for one, take the plastic cups home. It's a good deal.
It's a pretty good deal. You got a souvenir? Comes with it?
Yeah. Hey, listen, you can just write, and you write in like black Sharpie, Holland and Jenny forever.
That's right.
That's right. All right. So this year we went to the Oasis, and we had the Cody Sparks band, and then the following day we said, everyone, hey, everyone give money. And over the course of the week, we ended up raising $134,000. Crazy. All right. Now we got this message about that. All right, ready? Here it is. The poor have a message to the elites of the WCC black tie only $1,000 a table dinner event. Now, it was $1,000 a table, but it was actually $125 a person. So if you're just going for yourself, it's $125. But if you got them with 10 other people, it was only $100 a plate. Or someone could just sponsor a table and buy it for other people, which happened a lot.
Or you could serve.
Or you could
Technically,
serve. You could serve and be a whole part of the whole deal. Anyway.
Whole deal.
All right, $1,000 a table dinner event. They aspire to emulate the wealthy Christian elite, hoping to one day achieve their level of status and superficiality. And the only reason they do what they do is for other people to see them. They make the little scripture boxes they wear bigger and bigger, and they make the tassels on their prayer clothes long enough for people to notice them. These men love to have the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They love for people to show respect to them in the marketplaces and to call them teacher. Matthew 23:5. Perhaps it was the gala. If the gala were labeled as a Jewish fundraiser, the message would resonate more clearly.
What?
So,
Wow.
yeah.
So insightful.
Yeah. So, do you have a thumbs down on fundraisers, Bri?
Not even close.
Okay. Give me your thoughts on the back. I don't know who this person is. I have no idea, but they did send the message twice just to make sure I got it. So
it sounds like they're saying that the real reason for doing this gala was to like look fancy and elite and pat yourselves on the back and make people think you're respectable or something and exclude the poor. Is that what the?
Yeah, I
don't know. I'm trying to interpret it. And so, like, therefore, you're wrong and you're hypocrites and you're just like the kind of wealthy Pharisees of Jesus's day.
Yeah,
is that what they're saying?
Yep.
It's pretty much to separate the elites from the non-elites.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Something that would like shame the poor who could not afford $125 or $1,000 table, that they're not invited, they're not welcome, a way to kind of like make a gap between the rich and the poor in the church and make the poor feel bad.
Well, if that's the case, then they are not allowed to use benevolence. I just want to be clear on that. If you have a problem with the money and the income, then you can't use it of how it gets raised, then...
Yeah.
It sounds like they wanted to be invited and they felt like they weren't welcome because they didn't have the money to come.
Right. And if they'd just probably asked, they probably would have been, come on in.
That's what I have two thoughts. Is one, the whole reason we're doing it is to help people like you.
Right. Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for this, we wouldn't have $134,000 to extend to someone like you. And second, I don't know if this should be public knowledge, but last year Pablo and I could not afford to go, and we approached Devin, and they waived our fee completely.
What? You guys got in for free? That was the whole point. Keep the riffraff out.
Arrest these people.
Oh, unbelievable. Santa haters.
Yeah, that was
should have known.
We want you to be there. We want you to support the church, even if it's just by your presence.
Yeah.
And, if you get to a point where you can financially pay us back, just donate it back to the church. And that's what we did. But I never once felt like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive, we're excluded. It's no, like, I know this is a loving church. I know these are loving people. If they say no, they say no. But it was completely open arms. It was sure. Do you need any other tickets? Was even asked. And I'm like, no, it's just us two. Like, it was not, like, the price is there to help cover costs and to raise money. But it's never is anyone excluded.
Right.
Question for you. Did you guys give anything for the auction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody could have given anything. I mean, you could have made some
people made
painted picture and a poster or whatever, and you
we
could
had
have
to turn
said,
down some nude
this.
pictures, unfortunately.
I'm just saying.
Interesting paintings.
I was like,
my aunt bought a longhorn. A picture of a longhorn painting or something.
She bought that?
Uh-huh. We got home for Thanksgiving. I saw it on my grandpa's fireplace. I said, well, that looks really familiar.
Oh,
She's
my gosh.
And it was the A&M, A&M Texas weekend.
That was great. Way to go.
All right, this is awesome. Grandpa's going to probably want to throw this down if he wasn't in the ER, but yeah, this makes sense. So yeah, she got that.
I think this person, like you said, was probably bitter that they couldn't be there because it is a really fun time.
Oh, it was so fun.
It's an awesome event.
Come on out next time.
Instead of voicing that or trying to find a way, they would rather be anonymous and just be bitter about it, and because I don't know, there's so many ways to go about that, and I understand FOMO. Bri and I were, we really wanted to make it and we thought we wouldn't be able to.
I'm glad we created enough FOMO that you wanted to come. I'm really excited about that.
So I don't know. I think they're just bitter.
Probably the name on the marquee lights.
I think there's anything valid about what they said.
Did you guys get your name up on anything?
What do you mean?
No,
I'm not talking about myself.
no.
That's why they would have been
That's
wanting to
right.
miss
Yeah,
out.
That's true.
Saw the name up there.
Yeah, you saw Cody Sparks band. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Please
so
nobody come at me for
I
that
don't know.
comment.
I feel like the whole purpose of it is to raise money to help people who are in need.
Right.
And so
If nobody gave anything, then we would have nothing to give back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Giving back is for a reason.
the concern, like, you guys saying, oh man, we couldn't afford to go, but we wanted to be there and support, and the response you got wasn't too bad.
So
you
sad.
know, wait around, save up some money, try to come next year or something like that. It was, yeah, we'd love for you to be there.
Yeah.
I think that's the heart of
Yeah.
Wells Branch, is not to turn people away, but the purpose of the event is to say, it's not like you're spending $1,000 to get some VIP recognition.
Right. No one
that
knows who gave
matters.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if I met someone and they're like, you didn't know this, but I had $1,000 table at the Wells Branch banquet, I'd be like, all right. Like,
what. Hey, one day, Holland, it's gonna be a big deal. All right.
okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, to me, I'm like, that carries no kind of like, so, but what I would hear in that is like, man, you contributed $1,000 to help people who are in need. Praise the Lord. Like, that's really great. I feel like if this person, if they're concerned about, like, Wells Branch doesn't care about the poor, like, that's what it's
Yeah.
coming
Literally,
across.
that's the
Like,
only
you don't
thing
care
that's
about, you're trying to exclude the poor, but the whole purpose of the event was to be able to lovingly care for the poor.
Right.
By meeting their needs and walking alongside them with the love of Christ. That's what the benevolence ministry does. It's not just paying a bill, but it's praying for people, sharing the gospel with them, following up
Really
with them.
encouraging them.
It is really about compassionately caring for those who are in need and sharing the love of Christ with them. So I don't know. It sounds like the person is just like, to me, maybe I've
But it's
being
also
repetitive here.
for-
I'm just like, it seems like they're hurt, and
Well,
if you're listening right now,
Yeah. We love
come
you.
to the next one. You're loved.
You're
and,
loved.
There's room for you. and
There
you're
is
welcome.
room. Come to the table. No.
Keep going.
There's room for you at the
Come on.
table.
Next
That
verse.
was good. Yeah. So Cody,
All right. So
I thought you were gonna say something.
yeah. So
I don't know. I was just saying it's just also for people of the church that come here. It's not just for outsiders. So a lot of people that were here and members got help last year.
Oh yeah.
So it's
And
like
it was sweet how many people that were benevolence recipients came.
right.
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
I was really encouraged by that. And people bought tickets and then gave all the tickets away. Like they invited people they knew that they knew wouldn't be able to afford to come. And I'm not going to tell you who those people are because I don't want them to get any extra honor there. But even if I did, the beauty is like that's the whole point, and that was really sweet about it. Okay, what else were we going to talk about? Yeah. All right. So the next thing I want that's where we're landing the plane. But I do think what you said, like if that's you and you're the person that's sort of frustrated for whatever reason that people are having a party to raise money for those who are unfortunate and are poor, come be a part of the team. Like we would love to have you. Give us a chance to kind of love you through whatever it is you're going through and the bitterness of your soul. And we would love to walk you through grace. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is even more juicy than that. All right. And Holland is our resident expert in all things X.
No.
So we are really dependent upon Holland Greig right now. All this next answer rides on his shoulders. So
I'm going to
hopefully-
pass.
Hopefully he doesn't feel any pressure.
I told him this before he recorded.
Hey, we'd love your take on the Antioch Declaration and the whole drama, Holland, with Doug Wilson and James White. I think there's only a couple of us that are actually interested in this, but I would like a whole episode to break it down. Maybe 2 episodes.
That's what they said. It would take way more than 2 episodes to break it down.
Yeah, I
but
love the fact that he gave us it's probably gonna take you 2 episodes for this, but I wanted to kind of go through it because I feel like this is something where you've been monitoring X for a while here.
No. I am familiar somewhat with. I've seen some posts about it, but I've stayed out of it because I'm like, this just seems like quarreling over stuff that's I'm not interested in. Is going to be a distraction to ministry for me. So I'm somewhat familiar with it, but I don't know.
Tell us what you know.
I haven't been following.
We need to know what you know,
You
Holland.
have it pulled up on your computer right there. You probably know.
I have the Antioch Declaration, but what I don't have is the drama. So what's the drama?
It is. I don't really know a whole lot.
No. You do know. Who is Doug Wilson, first off?
He's a pastor of a church
In Moscow, Idaho.
All right.
Okay, and the other guy, James White, who's that guy?
I think also is a pastor and has like an apologetics ministry and does a lot of videos on apologetics type stuff.
So then the rift came when?
I'm not exactly sure. Something about I think.
Okay, here's what he wrote.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, I found it. This Antioch declaration is pure cringe. That's what James White said. Then he goes, it gives Protestants in general the reputation of not being serious thinkers.
That's not James White.
Oh, who is that guy? That's Krutos or Kruptos. Kruptos.
Anonymous Twitter person.
Oh, is that who that is? Okay. Well, then how? All right. It gives Protestants in general the reputation of not being serious thinkers, not ready for the main stage. This declaration is shot through with contradictions. Let's take a look and examine it more closely. Okay, so it's
related to people like talk about Hitler and Nazis and Jews and people's views on that and this like some podcast that was like going off about Hitler being like a good guy and people kind of sympathizing with that, debates online. It's somewhat relevant to that. And then other people who have chimed in, it turned into some whole debacle on X. And then I guess James White and Doug Wilson released this Antioch declaration saying like, hey, here's our statement on like what we think about Jews and Hitler and Nazis and the post-war consensus and how that applies to modern, I don't know, church stuff. And you should sign it to show that you're like not racist, not anti-Semitic.
Right.
But then a lot of people complain saying like, okay, the way it was worded was confusing. And so I kind of got lost after all that. And I was just like, I don't care enough to really follow all this. It's a distraction.
Yeah. So. Okay.
I got lost with you guys talking about it.
Yeah, right? See, even just that is like everyone already zoned out and turned this podcast off. No one's listening anymore.
No one is there. Like they were with us for a while. Anyway,
Joel Webbin is one of the guys. He's a pastor here in Austin.
Joel Webbin is your buddy. You spent the night at his house. So pretty much we know that means you are pretty much agreeing with what he said.
This was back when he was at an Acts 29 church. Actually, it was before that. It was when it was a Vineyard church. And a buddy of mine from high school.
Vineyard is a little charismatic-y, I think.
Yeah, he went Vineyard to Acts 29, then left Acts 29 because they were becoming too like woke, and is now here moved out of California. Is now here in Georgetown, I think.
Yeah.
And
you asked to hang out with him. He like ditched you or did not say he wanted.
I didn't ask him.
Oh, I think Bobby Pruitt asked for you.
Yeah.
And he goes, I have no idea what you're talking
I don't know. Bobby's in Hutto or Georgetown, right? He's right up there by him.
So, but like Holland Greig, you spent the night at his house. What else do you want?
His roommate at the time was my younger sister's ex-boyfriend in high school, the guy who gave me my first Bible. And then he broke up with my younger sister so to not mess with our friendship. And so I became a Christian, and then I found out he was planning a church in California, and it was with Joel Webbin. And so I went to go visit them one time while they were early on in their church plant, long time ago. So this is way before, it was a different time in life.
Okay.
But again, you've already lost all of your podcast listeners.
No, they clearly want to know about you sleeping over at Joel Webbin's house. All right, so that pretty much sums it up. It's a lot to take in. And really, I think the argument of Doug Wilson is that we've got to stop. We've got to stop elevating the Enlightenment period as these great thinkers of like, this gets back into, and I think there's some parts you'll agree with. Thomas Jefferson, one of the famous enlightened people, who also kind of wrote the letter about the separation of church and state, not so that church would be separate from state, but that churches would be free to worship as they saw fit. But he said if there's one God, 3 gods, or 20 gods, it doesn't matter. It doesn't pick my pocket or break my leg. So why are we making a law about it? And that was like wow, that was genius, amazing. I think Doug Wilson is slamming that a little bit. And then I think on top of that, the part I don't understand is the against the Jews part, which I can't wrap my head around fully of what the issue is, but clearly there is some anti-Semitic statements within Doug Wilson's thing, or that could be perceived as anti-Semitic that he's saying.
No, he's being, as if I understand it right, he's being accused of being like the
overly gracious to Jews,
of having of being very like pro-Israel Zionist type thing, and not naming, Judaism, Talmudic Judaism specifically is very anti-Christ. It's the Talmud stating that Jesus is like burning in hell. And so that's a very anti-Christ religion.
Yes.
And people who name that and call that out, saying, hey, this is bad, this is an anti-Christ religion, are being called anti-Semitic. But then there's other people who are like legitimately like, no, I hate Jewish people. So there's a whole conversation going on online right now about like Jewish stuff, Talmudic Judaism, dispensationalism, Zionism, who's on what side. And again, so like whoever asked this question, if they're looking for like a 2-podcast response to this, I would say I don't know enough. Like, you don't know enough.
No, I just dipped my toe in and I'm already exhausted.
There's like several people who have posted multiple YouTube videos, like analyzing all this stuff, getting into it. I just haven't delved into it because I'm like, I don't really care. So that's where I'm at.
All right. Well, that's exactly what I knew you would deliver, Holland.
Cody,
Thank
your
you for
thoughts?
that. I concur.
All right. Hey, any other thoughts from the gallery here?
That was a lot of isms.
That was. Hey, listen, thanks so much for watching.
For the isms.
If you've got any questions, we'll bring Holland back up here to answer them all, because we know he's got some serious answers, and the full weight of his answer will ride out on what you think of social media. Now, listen, hey, text us in at 737-231-0605, and we would love to answer anything you have. We talk faith, culture, everything in between. From our house to yours, have an awesome week of worship.